More and more information seems to be coming out regarding the current relation status between James and Tata, or Meitalia, should I say. Now, we have made a video previously exposing the fact that they are both no longer following each other on social media. Actually, no, I believe it was Tata and Meitalia that was no longer following James, but James may have still been following her. But new information has come out, has 3 days ago, that was posted here on The Things. So it does say here that TLC's dramatic show 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way is known for showing couples struggling with massive roadblocks in their relationships. The reality TV show features couples from different countries and how they navigate their options so that they can be in a sustainable long-term relationship together. Now, of course, it continues it by saying often it is legal and financial issues that create tension within the relationship, which has certainly been the case for Meitalia and James. Indonesian and American citizens, respectively. While the two have tried to make things work in both of their homelands after several seasons, they have yet to settle on something that works for them both. And now, obviously, when he says several seasons, it doesn't mean necessarily several seasons of being on the show, because these two only appeared on one season in particular. I believe this is after several seasons of, obviously, the seasons of the year pretty much. But nonetheless, though, we continue here. In the latest update about the pair, it seems that their most recent decision to live in separate countries may have led to them may have led them to break up, because obviously, bear in mind, James has always wanted to live in America, and Tata has always wanted to live in Indonesia because, well, one, she prefers it because she believes that the health system is better for her, better suited for her needs, and they understand her more. And also, on top of it, her family's there. Even though, in the season that they both did appear, Tata was finally able to get her sister to actually come and visit her in the United States. Now, of course, the sister obviously would have gone back to Indonesia in that time, and it looks like Tata obviously then decided to follow her at some point, whether it was the same time or some time after. Either way, Tata's obviously back in Indonesia, and I ain't gonna lie to you folks, this little scene where she's at right now looks absolutely beautiful. But hey, that's my kind of vibe, to be fair. Nonetheless, though, as you can see here, as per social media, it does say betrayal can happen to anyone once, but never give them the chance to betray you twice. Now, of course, this is a series of other posts that she has made in the past. If you have not seen my video of us originally deciphering that these two may not be together anymore, I recommend you check it out, because in that one we do discover and explore other posts that she has made that pretty much indicate that their relationship is nothing but done. And also, given the fact that on her social media account, at least the last time I checked, James no longer existed. She did exist on his a little bit, but literally minimal. But nonetheless, though, as you can see here, it says hashtag relationships, hashtag betrayal, and then also, and then obviously the show itself in particular. But obviously, given the fact that she has said here, but never give them a chance to betray twice, tells me that obviously she's done with him and doesn't want to get back with him ever again. But again, this is based on if this is related to James. Now, like I said before in the past, we have noticed that Meitalia has definitely made a distance between him and her on social media. So that's why it only makes sense to understand that obviously she's talking about James, and also on top of that, she does hint at relationships. Now, despite the fact that her sister did not have a good relationship with James, it didn't change the fact that Tata still loved her sister no matter what. So this definitely has nothing to do with her relationship with her sister. So it has to be a James type situation. But either way, though, we continue here where it says the couple social media has fans wondering if they've split. At the end of most recent season, James and Meitalia parted ways, though they were still in a committed relationship. That is, the pair ultimately decided that James would return to the US while Meitalia would continue living in her home country of Indonesia. Yes. As I remember, obviously, when the season ended, James had flew back to the States, so he could obviously get a job and, obviously kind of get things up and running before Tata followed him. And Tata did follow him, and so did her sister. Because I remember that was one of the, shall I say, stipulations that, James finds a way to get her sister to the United States, which is something that definitely had a conversation going between us viewers and fans, because we then started to think, is her sister just trying to use James to get to the United States, and is Meitalia being quite blind to it? But nonetheless, though, we will continue. Says that long-time fans of the show will know that this has been an ongoing issue for the couple. While at first James agreed to accompany his wife to Indonesia, once they got there, he wasn't able to figure out how to hold down a job, and the stress of seeing their savings dwindle meant that they often got into arguments about their future. Even more drama arose when they realized that they wouldn't be able to bring their dog into the country either. And Meitalia often commented on how she felt like she was split between two worlds. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I don't know why she thought it would be a good idea to match someone abroad, given the fact that she was never going to. Actually, do you know what? Maybe when they first met and they first matched abroad, maybe she did think that moving to America would be something that she could do, but obviously something that she couldn't do. I mean, obviously when the season opened up, she blamed it on health issues, being one of the reasons why she wanted to go back to Indonesia. Something that people did question. Some people thought maybe that was just an excuse for her to get back into the. Some people thought as if maybe it was an excuse that she made just so she has a reason to go back to Indonesia. But either way, though, when it came to James stuff in particular, this is somebody that was never 100% transparent with Meitalia, especially when it came to their finances and other things as well. So to be fair with you, there is that part too. Now, with that being said, though, it does say here that no doubt the long-distance relationship has been tough on the two reality stars, and now fans are looking into their social media for clues that they might have broken up. For one thing, on Meitalia's personal Instagram page, James is strangely absent, which is something that I spoke about earlier, and it appears that she deleted multiple photos of him from her page. Again, something that I mentioned to you guys earlier that we discovered, I believe, earlier this year. Now, also on top of that, it continues by saying followers also looked to her individual posts for more clues. One in particular, which features pictures of Meitalia swimming in the creek, which is obviously the one that we spoke about above, okay, folks. Then also here it says her message left fans scratching their heads over whether this could be referring to James and whether it meant that he had been unfaithful to her. I mean, obviously there was that speculation. I remember during the season, something in particular, Meitalia did accuse James of infidelity, something that was never proven, because they did decide to continue their relationship after she confronted him. Now, also on top of that, it continues by saying fans who have watched the couple throughout multiple seasons may recall that they once had drama about who James followed on social media. Meitalia pointed out that he would like photos of other women in bikinis, and that it would make her feel uncomfortable. At the time, James had claimed that he couldn't help what content made its way onto his feed. I mean, listen, everybody knows that if you are presented with content on your feed, if you decide to like the content from that feed, your algorithm will pick up on it and you start to see that recurring. Which is a hint to tell you folks that make sure you're liking the videos so I'm always popping up on your feed. Come on now, yeah, like the damn thing. Don't be cruel. It's for free, I promise. Anyway, it continues here by saying James may have responded to Meitalia's post. For his past, James also been active on social media, posting photos of his life back home in Maine. His followers noted that he too shared some cryptic captions in his content. One of those seemed like he had my apologies. Let me start again. My peoples. One of these seemed like it may have even been a direct response to Meitalia's post talking about betrayal. The post addressed an unknown subject with "it works." It says here, think about your actions and think about the consequences. Nothing is worth losing someone that truly loves you, which of course does feel like a direct, response to Meitalia's one itself in particular. Now it says here, while it's unclear whether James' words were intended as a direct reply to Meitalia, fans have their suspicions. Okay, as of this article's writing, neither of the customers has spoken out to officially confirm or deny their split. It's possible that the truth is somewhere between the two, and that they've chosen to separate but are still legally married. For me personally, my wild guess would be that they probably are still legally married, and they may be going through a divorce right now. Who knows? But I do generally believe that these two have come to an end. The only reason why I believe these two have come to an end is purely because when they were together, they were very active on social media together. They have not been active together for a while. You could say that's maybe because he's in America and she's still in Indonesia, but at the same time, though, that means these two have been separated for a very, very long time. I'd say at least over a year, which would indicate that their relationship clearly is not where it needs to be or where it was. He also finished off here by saying, for now, viewers will have to wait a bit longer to get the answers to the burning questions. Okay. Now, listen, who knows? Maybe these two will be back for another season. But then again, at the same time, the new season of The Other Way has just been announced, and these two are not a part of The Other Way season that's up and coming. In fact, instead of bringing back James and Meitalia, they have brought back Jenny and Summit once fucking again. Oh god, man, it's so annoying. I don't know why. I just don't want to be seeing those two. Oh, it's so irritating. Jenny and Summit's just so bloody boring. Like I'm convinced they are. I'm convinced they're back for every freaking season of The Other Way. Pisses me off. Anyway, so I would imagine that these two would have been a couple they would have brought back, given that these two are together, or given that the fact that they're still in good graces with the production team. But maybe it's a case of where they're not in good terms anymore with TLC, and that's why maybe they didn't come back. But to be honest with you, I do think they have a good relationship with them, to be fair with you. So given the fact that they did not come back, maybe an indication to say their relationship is pretty much done and out. But hey, who knows? Maybe one of them two will finally announce it properly one day on social media, or they may never do it in general because they don't care about the spotlight and they don't care about ever coming back to the franchise. So therefore, announcing their breakup to the public really isn't that deep to them. Well, I guess we have to wait and find out. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.